I built my first company from a homeless scenario of a trash piles construction site, scaled it to 9 figures. Hey man, your testosterone's in the tank. And I was like, dude, when you chase your worth your entire life, you can really get yourself in a lot of trouble. The simplest thing that I can do right now is I can take care of me. Do I want to have a life of convenience or do I want to have a life? You legitimately change lives. You change mine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Renew Vitality podcast. We have a special guest today, Stephen Scoggins, founder of Unstoppable Entrepreneur. And he's also a friend, client of Renew Vitality, who has received fantastic results and great transformation, has a super interesting story. And do you want to talk a little bit about your background?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I mean, shoot, this
Thank
is
you.
awesome. This set is phenomenal. Your team's amazing. Walked in the door, everybody's like happy to go, like get to know everybody and kind of like hang out, and like you guys are building quite the operation. Like I'm seriously, you guys should be. There's a lot to be proud of, and you guys have obviously helped me change my life. So yeah.
Well, we've had the opportunity to do this for about almost 15 years now. So Renew Vitality is not one of these kind of fly-by-night, brand new testosterone clinics. Like this is an organization that's been around, for a decade and a half. So
yeah,
we're definitely we've had a lot of experience, and we're very results driven.
Yeah. Well, you guys have got me fantastic results. I think it's one of the reasons why I was so excited when you guys said, "Hey, let's jump on a podcast. Let's talk about it." Because I think one of the things I'm realizing, especially now being a client now for almost 3 years, is the importance of actually maintaining your health and how easy it is to like not make it a priority, honestly. And if I think a little bit about, it's some folks know my story and know I built my first company from a homeless scenario of a trash piles construction site, scaled it to 9 figures, exited. What most people don't understand is the amount of cortisol and things that were eating away at my muscle tissue, especially after going through an embezzlement and things of that nature. And that's about the time I found you guys. It was about 2017, 2018, 2019. It was around that time frame. I came in digitally, of course. I found you guys online and began working through a process of uncovering what was really going on. I had never done any kind of extensive blood work. And the first thing you guys had me do was go do extensive labs with a certified practitioner in my area, which was just like a godsend, by the way. Like not having to travel like out of state or something like that. Because some of the folks, in truth, that I was working with, like they were going to me to like travel somewhere else, like way out of state, like to kind of get the same kind of level of care. And I went, did the lab results, came back, got my stuff. And what I always appreciate about Renew Vitality is they took the time, the entire team, took the time to help break down, like, this is what's going on. Like I've had the same guy, Nick, working with me now for a while. Obviously, I'm a big fan of his. And as we're kind of walking through things, he's literally going line by line, hey, this is what this means. This is what this means. This is what this means. By the way, did you know you were high here? By the way, did you know you were low here? By the way, hey man, your testosterone's in the tank. And I was like, dude, he's like, well, this is what you're probably feeling. And he's like, he was reading my diary. Like he was like, hey, you're probably got a lot of brain fog. You're probably tired all the time. You're probably not fully as present with your family as you want to be. Let's be honest, bro. You're probably not doing that great in the bedroom. And I don't know about you guys as a man, like if I don't do okay in that sector, like you take it personally.
Well, this is why it's so important to press every prospective patient and every patient for like, what are your actual symptoms? You know what I mean? Like it's tough for men to talk about a lot of these things. It's an ego-driven thing sometimes, or they're just unwilling to actually cut loose with that information. That's why we always try to press to say like, how do you feel? And guys, I'm doing fine. It's like, well, how do you feel versus when you're 18? It's like, oh man, it's a big difference, So it's getting those answers out of people to really understand not only what your symptoms are, but what your goals are, and then figuring out the gap between where you are and where you want to go. That's how we help provide the information to the physicians to be able to create a treatment program that gets you the actual results you're after. And we're a results-driven organization. Like we want to do it safely and clinically sound, but it's like at the end of the day, we want to resolve your symptoms and get you the results you're looking for.
Yeah, and you guys did that. I mean, I think it's one of the reasons why. All right, so let's just be honest. Like entrepreneurship, being a leader in the marketplace isn't easy. It's not, right? There's sleepless nights a lot of times that most people don't know about. There's missing time with your family that most people don't know about. There is making payroll for the first time, trying to get a sales team up and running, trying to get a fulfillment cycle up and running. There's all these different avenues, which I know you guys know all about.
You're making me sweat. Well, it's just time out.
Yeah. I mean, but think about it. Like, one of the reasons I keep referring folks to you guys is because of how well you've taken good care of me specifically. And, you know, when it comes down to breaking down the symptoms, again, it was nice to have someone actually be part of a journey where it was like, I feel like I'm finally being seen. I feel like somebody's finally listening to me. And I did not know that so much of what was going on inside of me was biology. Like, I thought it was some psychology, right? Not just the learning aspect, but I literally thought, gosh, I felt terrible. And I forgot what normal felt like.
Well, the thing is, sometimes it is psychological too, because if there's enough biological or physiological issues that haven't been dealt with, that can have like a downstream psychological negative impact. So it's like when you have someone who can help to facilitate answering your questions when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to nutraceuticals, when it comes to pharmaceuticals, all those types of things, and then has the resources and the information and the clinician who knows what to do and the diagnostics that we can do appropriately to help you figure out where you're at and the solutions that'll help to get you the results. It's like you can help to fix those psychological issues that are maybe based on a lack of activity or nutritional deficits or pharmaceutical solutions. There's a lot of ways to sort that out. But like low testosterone is associated with anxiety, it's associated with depression, it's associated with brain fog, lack of
Feeling all
motivation.
that.
So, you know, there's a lot of things that can be resolved psychologically where a regular practitioner would say, here's a pill for depression or anxiety, whereas just eating meat, lifting weights, and getting on testosterone solves all of those problems.
Yeah. I mean, look, you guys have been a huge partner of mine for a while now. I mean, I even get my creatine stuff from you guys now because of the consistency of the stuff I was putting in my body. So much of the stuff that we're putting in our body nowadays is like, it's more manufactured than it is like, I don't know, like real is what it feels like to me, you know? And I think one of the things I was thinking about is like, again, one of the reasons I keep referring folks to you guys is because entrepreneurs and leaders, they don't know what they don't know. I always tell business owners all the time, there's really 5 constraints in building a business. And at the same time, there's also the same 5 constraints of being human: arrogance, ignorance, impatience, fear, and insecurity. And in order to catapult and like compound and become better and stronger with each and every one of those, one of the things that has to happen is you've got to become more aware of self, right? And again, when I first got into this stage, I had been through an embezzlement. I lost $1.7 million. I didn't see coming. I had to fire an executive team overnight. And I legitimately thought, man, I feel like I'm done. I feel like it's over. And had I not bumped into you guys at that time, I don't know if my biology would have been able to help me actually restructure my psychology. Like, I was in that weird situation where the world felt like it was falling apart. And I didn't realize that if I increased my biological behaviors and actually got the help that I needed, that you guys got me, the testosterone pieces and all the labs that went with it, the creatine, all these types of things, I didn't realize how good I would feel and how to actually made it easier to fight the day. You know, I was telling your team earlier, Ken, that one of the things that I was surprised at was that, you know, my son came to me one time. He said, hey, there's one thing you can do as a dad. Just one thing. He said, if you just want to be more present when you're present. And that hit me hard. And it hit me hard because I would go through my day. I would be thinking I'm busting it. Like, I'm thinking I'd be going to killing the world. You know, I'm tackling the clients and tackling this and doing that. And I would come home and be depleted. I didn't realize that it wasn't the actual overwhelm and anxiety from the business that was actually causing the problem. Like, a huge portion of it was how I actually felt. And then when my labs and all my biology stuff started improving, I found it easier, even after a long day, to become more present. What you guys do, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. What you guys do, you legitimately change lives. You changed mine.
I mean, Andy and I are super passionate about what we do. We see this every day, and it never gets old. It really doesn't. I've been doing this since 2004, 21 years. Like, this company and the previous one it never gets old. People feel fantastic. But what I was going to ask you too is, what part of the journey was the breaking point? Was it because you said you went from homeless to, what was the time frame? How many years was that?
Gosh, I was probably about 20 years old. I had done a lot of dumb stuff.
Not me.
Yeah. My first mentor put me in business for myself. And I did like a lot of people that make money that's never been trained to handle money. I blew it all. got involved in chasing my worth through the power of a female. Turns out I didn't choose wisely. Felt like I lost myself and began the battling back, if you will, of like trying to uncover my identity. My mentor gave me a second chance I didn't deserve. And as a result, I literally built the company he gave me a second chance for from the trash piles construction site. So it's funny, when you grow up like I did, I grew up in a kind of a broken home. In a lot of ways, I was raised by my grandmother. 9 years old, I was actually asked to take care of her and spend some time with her. So she taught me how to make stuff with water and milk and, basically take care of my little brother. So I've always kind of had this, like a bit of this caretaker program. And I think that played a lot into some of the difficulties that I faced early on. And, when you chase your worth your entire life, you can really get yourself in a lot of trouble. So I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of leaders, at least early on, will chase worth, chase identity, chase, trying to prove yourself to someone, rather than being kind of congruent and authentic.
No, you do a lot of training and mentoring with entrepreneurs. Like you yourself are an entrepreneur, but you do a lot of like mentorship and training and guidance and all those types of things with entrepreneurs. And would you say that the folks that you find that are the most successful or effective leaders and entrepreneurs, is wellness and physical fitness kind of a key part of the most successful entrepreneurs you come across, or is it like a mixed bag? Well, would you say that being physically fit and focused on nutrition, healthy generally, leads to a more effective leader or entrepreneur?
It definitely leads to a more effective leader and entrepreneur. I would tell you that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they start off well. Like you start off building the company, you start off building the business, you start grinding it day after day, and lo and behold, you look up and you've gained 10 pounds. And you realize you're eating Big Macs more than you're eating grilled chicken. Or you started doing protein shakes and things of that nature as you're working out in your youth. And then you look up and you're like, in my case, I was like, who have I become? Right. So I think there's a bit of a peak and valley, right, that I'm seeing a lot of entrepreneurs face. And that peak and valley actually comes up to the place. Okay, you start off great. You're in great shape. Maybe in your early 20s, early 30s, and you're like, and then literally you start compromising here and compromising there and compromising here and compromising there, and before long, you can't think as clearly as you once did. You can't sleep as well as you once did. You're not being as attentive with your partner as you once were. You're missing time with your kids. Like I think it's a bit of a slow fade, right? And fortunately for me, I was introduced to you guys early on in the last 5 years, where it allowed me to kind of like really become more self-aware. And I find that once you're actually self-aware and you understand how things actually work inside of you, you can start really putting together a strategic plan to kind of make that happen.
So for folks who are starting to pour themselves into their businesses and things like that are starting to fall off, like one of the things they can do to course correct and to continue to, escalate their progress or to continue to grow their business or to be a more effective leader, manager, father, partner, whatever, like they need to having an active plan to keep themselves fit and well is a huge part of entrepreneurial success.
Absolutely. Well, look at it this way. Most of us will spend more time planning a family vacation than we will plan with our health. And then we get to the end of the journey, and I don't want it. The average Scoggins in my current trajectory lives about 75 years. My father was 72 right now, and he was terrified that on his 73rd birthday he was going to pass away, because his father passed away at 74. And when you go and look and see what's really at the heart of that, there's stress and cortisol and all the things that biology that kind of make that up, but they began to compromise, right? I now have grandchildren. Like I'm 6 months shy of being 50 years old, right? And I get people all the time. It's like, hey, dude, you don't look your 50 years old, like almost 50 years old. And it's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel, and it's about how you choose.
You look great.
Thank you. Well, you guys are a huge part of that.
You're welcome.
Well, well, the reality is too, though, is it's like there's a lot of things that we can bring to the table. You talked about your patient coordinator, and I think that's a hugely important component of one of the things we do here is we have some of the best clinicians. We've got almost 40 practitioners across the country with a variety of different expertise that they work together cohesively and collectively to come up with treatment protocols and to help each other to collaborate, which is a fantastic resource that we have. It's very different than a lot of our competitors who have a doctor who's in one place who sees all their patients across the country. But your relationship with your patient coordinator who's there to help facilitate your medication orders and facilitate your follow-up lab work, but also to be there as a source of encouragement and motivation and like, hey,
Yeah.
keep going with your program. Like you're doing great. Like, look at where you've come from. Look where you've gotten to. It's like having a person who's like your personal wellness coordinator, who's also kind of actually a cheerleader. It doesn't hurt to have that in your corner for somebody who's like, look where you were and look where you're at. I mean, I'm sure that your discussion with Nick, who's your patient coordinator, who's got the most tenure here of any of them, that I'm sure he was the guy who encouraged you to come here and talk about your success, who encouraged you to bring on, to send us your before and after pictures to show how well you did and the progress you made. It's like, to have someone there to support you and have somebody in your corner, I think that has immense value in addition to the clinicians and the medicine and supplements and all the other stuff. Is just someone who's there like, hey man, I got your back.
Yeah.
And that's one of the benefits of our patient coordinators.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge bit. I'll even go a step further than that. When I began looking at honestly trying to become more self-aware of like what needed to change for me, right? Obviously I had all the symptoms we've already talked about, like cloudy brain, all those types of things, right? What I did not count on and that I did not get with other folks in general was, I would call it more of I would call Nick almost, like pretty stinking close to a confidant and a friend. I'll give you an example. There was something that was going on in my life that was, I was already getting great benefits from testosterone and all and the things that come with that. We were testing my blood and things of that nature, trying to make sure we got everything like really dialed in. But there was something going on in my personal life at the time. I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but something's off here. And he got on the phone with me. We probably talked for a half an hour and then followed up with some email stuff. We did another round of testing, and then we figured out what it was. And like literally, it was cool to like be able to take my armor off for a minute. As men, we wear armor a lot. We don't feel like we can kind of like lay the ego down and just like say, hey man, I'm really kind of struggling. And since I've been working with the Renew Vitality team in general, Nick specifically, my patient coordinator, he's been there. He's been there for me. Like I reached out to him not long ago, say, hey man, I know I've got, cholesterol runs, high in my family. Like, hey, what can I be doing to kind of like look at this to make sure that doesn't continue? Like, I don't want to be 74 years old and pass away. Like I want to be the first Scoggins to live in the 90s, and I feel great. I feel amazing, and it's a lot it has to do with not just the supplementation, but also the people that care. You guys actually care about my success, like legitimately care about my benefit.
Well, and there's a lot of organizations that are there to, they have a drug price list. They have a focus on the medicines. And here it's like, we're really fixated on the results. And it's like the relationship is key. We want to have relationships with patients that last a long time. We want to have, it's not just about customer satisfaction. It's about being there with you on your journey. The one thing that's the most important is like most people want to get results. Now that you've gotten spectacular results, you're almost 50 years old, lean and fit and strong and cognitively way ahead of your peers. Like, are you willing to give that up?
No.
Are you willing to stop? You
No,
want to stop?
not at all.
One of the things I'd love to have you just throw your opinion on this, because we deal with this from our clinicians, talk about it all the time. We talk about it with patients constantly. Patients will say, well, I'm interested in testosterone, but like, I don't want to be dependent. I don't want to take it forever. Like, are you ever going to stop taking testosterone?
No, I mean, not for me. No, I mean, there's not really a downside for me.
Well,
So
it's just like you feel better, you look better.
I feel better.
All of your biomarkers, I'm assuming, have improved or
Drastically.
or have maintained. And as you age, that's hard to get accomplished. It's like, I take testosterone as well, and it's like, well, I don't want to be relying on it. It's like, well, do you want to feel better from now on? Like, you want to start it and stop it? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, I tell people, like, if you have a deficit in anything, like if your body didn't make enough insulin, you take insulin. You know what I mean? If you, like, your teeth get, tartar on them, you brush them twice a day. It's like, it's like, why would you not fix your low testosterone and leave it fixed? It's like,
Well, that's the thing is what I don't understand is like, all right, so a decade ago or 2 decades ago, right? you couldn't make an adjustment, right? So getting older was simply getting older, right? It's been scientifically proven for a long time now that your testosterone begins to drop off as you age, period, right? And in today's time where the technology exists to actually feel better, live longer, and be more present with your family and with your team and with your business, I can't see, I don't have a downside. Like, and I've been doing it now for about 3 years. So,
Well, no, and that's exactly one of the points we try to bring up to prospective patients is like, there's no rationale behind not fixing what's deficient and continuing to replace it. You know what I mean? If there were anything you had where there was a clinical ailment where you needed a pharmaceutical solution or a nutraceutical solution or whatever, it's like, you exercise every week, however many times you can. It's like, it's essential. You know what I mean? You do things for your cardiovascular health. It's like the aversion to taking testosterone forever. It's like, you're going to get older, and how you age is based on your physical activity, your nutrition, your supplementation, and your hormones. So it's like, it's a choice as to whether you want to age gracefully or you want to be able to age like optimally. It's
I want to I'll share a personal story with you guys because I think this really resonates. And Ken, I want to hear the origin story, man. When you get one in a minute or two.
Ooh, a lot of pain.
Well, you've changed my life, bro. So I appreciate you guys, all you guys on the team for sure. I was about 22 years old. It was, 2002, 2003, something like that. It was a long time ago, seems like. I went to my first mentor that I mentioned earlier that had given me a second chance I didn't deserve to start the businesses and all this kind of stuff. My father and I went to go see him in the hospital. Right, he was probably in his late 70s, and he had just gotten both knees replaced. The knee replacement surgery he got both of them replaced at the same time. Somehow he never really made it out of the hospital, ended up getting pneumonia. And I'll never forget this for as long as I live. I walked into the hospital room with him. He's laying on a gurney. He's got a mask on his face. And my dad is like leaning over him. He's like, "We love you so much. You're so amazing. You've built all these businesses. You've done all these things. You're a multimillionaire," because he was a home builder in North and South Carolina area. I'll never forget this for as long as I live. He pulls the mask off his face, looks at my dad with tears in his eyes, and says, "What good is any of that? I have no health." Here's a man on a gurney facing his mortality. It stuck with me because I know that I don't want to have that happen to me. I don't want my loved ones to be looking over me and be like, "You've done all these amazing things. You've traveled and you've been a speaker and you've built businesses and you've done this." And I'm like, the simplest thing that I can do right now is I can take care of me. Right. And I don't know, for me, that's always hung with me. I think maybe that's why even at my tender young age of almost 50, I'm still adamant about like trying to eat right. I'm still trying to watch my markers. I'm still trying to like beat the genetic, because my understanding is that, and this is something that Gary mentioned one time. He's like, "Hey, I know everybody tells you you're hereditary, like your predisposition to have X, Y, and Z. I'm here to tell you that if you just change your behavior pattern and you start paying attention to key markers and things that, that are literally coming out of your blood, that you can make the adjustments you need to make now, so you don't have to live the same kind of lifestyle that historically your family's done."
And that's so accurate too. I think there's a saying in the investment world when they try to get people to save for their future for retirement. They say, "Pay yourself first." Like pay your IRA, pay your 401k, pay whatever your investments are first, then pay your mortgage, then pay your car note, then go spend the money you have left on yourself for fun and enjoyment, whatever. The same thing works with your health. It's like, pay yourself first. Like the first thing you should do is hit the gym today. The first thing you should do is take your supplements, take your testosterone. The first investment you should make, the first dollar you should spend should be in your health, because if you have that, you have everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
if
Andy,
you don't have that, you got nothing.
Is the best treatment for anti-aging, is it lean muscle?
Well, the best answer to longevity is going to be body composition and preserving lean muscle, 100%. Like I think that there's so many studies now that talk about the benefits on heart health, the benefits on either avoiding cancer or surviving cancer, the benefits on Alzheimer's. Like there's so much that surrounds lean muscle, because there's a huge issue with things like insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. sugar is a huge problem for humans in general. It's a huge problem for longevity. It's a huge problem for cognitive function over time. Alzheimer's and dementia have correlations with insulin resistance and things like that. And if you build lean muscle stores glucose, which is sugar. So it pulls the sugar out of your blood. Like, it makes your body produce less insulin. There's a whole litany of different issues, but it reduces all-cause mortality. It increases longevity, increases your basal metabolic rate. There's building lean muscle and maintaining a positive body composition. There's nothing other than avoiding drugs and alcohol or other things that are, smoking cigarettes, things like that are clearly bad for you. There's nothing that contributes to longevity more than building and preserving lean muscle tissue, as far as we know. And there's just piles of evidence. And that's where testosterone, creatine, peptides, all of these things, GLP-1s reduce body fat, like, the benefits on joint health and heart health and brain health and all these things, but it all comes back to body composition and lean muscle.
It's really crazy. As I was thinking, I was just pondering here. It's like, so when you consider yourself someone who's trying to do great things in the world, right? No matter what it is, whether it's building an amazing business like this, whether it's speaking on stage, whether it's podcast, like, what doesn't matter what it is, right? Most of us, if we can get into the zone, we're typically functioning from a kind of a systematic daily routine, right? So I wake up every morning. The first thing I do is, before I even get out of bed, is I remind myself I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, I'm a steward of the Most High. And I actually say, I love you, Stephen, right? Because I don't want to be chasing my worth like a lot of folks that I've known and my family has done for years. And I do that a few times. I then go outside, especially at the new property I just bought. I'll go outside in front of the lake, and I'll walk on the grass for 15 minutes or so. I'll have some more time with gratitude and some more prayer time for me, because I'm a person of faith. I then come inside, and before I even kind of head off to the gym, because the gym is kind of like the next step, I do my daily regimen, and it takes me 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes tops, to do the things that I need to do to supplement myself, to live up to a decade longer, be more present. I guess for me, I finally, because I did battle, to be honest, I did battle a little bit of the mental, I don't know if we call it mental as much as it is, it's almost like a comparison kind of scenario, where what was kind of to your point earlier, it was like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to have on supplementation? Do I want to do, and I finally got to say, well, what's my greater decision? Is it, do I want to have a life of convenience, or do I want to have a life?
And that's a great point. That's a profound statement. One thing I think is great that you said too, and would be a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. You start your day walking on the earth with your bare feet. There's a lot of science behind that. Some people think it's hocus pocus. I think
I used to until I started doing it.
Well, no, I agree. But you also get sunlight. And sunlight first thing in the morning and right before the sun sets has a profound benefit. That's a whole nother discussion for another day, but very beneficial for your health. And then morning meditation or prayer, either one. And like you said, you're a man of faith, so yours is obviously prayer and thankfulness and things like that. But that opportunity to meditate, whether it's through meditation or yoga or prayer or whatever, that has profound value to kind of set the standard for your whole day. So it's like, there's a lot of things that you're doing that make sense from a standpoint that aren't pharmaceutical or supplement driven or whatever, that have profound health benefits. And then from there, you said you start your program, and then from there you go to your workout. So it's just like, and it doesn't take any time out of your day, and it helps to set the tone.
It's so simplistic. It's not even funny. Like, it takes me no time. Even my testosterone regimen, I mean, it's a couple of times a week. It's not even. It's not something I'm spending hours, or like, it's so convenient. I'd be lying to myself to say it's inconvenient and like I shouldn't focus on it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, it's about, can you be radically honest with yourself?
Most exciting part of my week.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like you take 2 injections a week, takes you grand total of maybe 5 minutes, and it's like
maybe
the benefit is just enormous.
No,
people make time for what's important. You know what I mean? Everybody has time to binge watch Netflix. Everybody has time to go, out to eat and have dinner and dessert. It's like everybody has time to do all the things they shouldn't do. It's like, what is the actual time commitment to exercising? Doing resistance training 3 days a week. or setting up your pill tray for all your vitamins for the week, or
Yeah.
whatever. It's a minimum amount of effort
Yeah.
to get a maximal result. So it's a decision to be unhealthy. It's a decision to be fat. It's a decision to not be healthy and to not have lean muscle. It's like, those are intentional decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't happen by accident. Like, they say, oh, it must be great. You're so lucky to be in such good shape at almost 50. It's like, no, it's funny how the harder you work, the luckier you got.
Bro, I mean, let's be honest, like, anything worth having or doing is going to take energy, intention, and focus, right? And I'm in a place in life where those that matter to me mean more to me than things, right? So the one thing I know I can't get more of is time. I can, in theory, I can make more money. I can do more things. I can travel more places, get more stuff, but I can't get more time. And again, for me, one of the major decisions of why I partnered with you guys early on is because I want my time to matter. Like, I don't want to miss out on my kids' stuff or my grandkids' stuff at this stage in the game. Like, I was sharing with you guys early on before we went on air a little bit that, I spent the vast majority of the month of February in New Zealand. I mean, I call that a sabbatical, right? So I'm a big fan of telling people, hey, look, yes, these types of regimens absolutely help. Yes, the grounding absolutely helps, but there's also getting time away to kind of like really kind of pull yourself out of the environment, pull yourself out of the matrix for 10 minutes, right? And one of the things that I realized in New Zealand was that I was actually proud of myself and happy with myself for showing up for myself, because I show up for everybody else. I show up for my kids, my grandkids. I show up for people that I love, my team members, business professionals. I show up for everybody else. And this is where I feel like we should be a little more selfish with ourselves when it comes to our health and comes to our like who we are and who we really, honestly, our impact we're making on the world. We need to be healthy. We need to be mentally fed, spiritually fed, physically fed. And for me, this is not automatic anymore. This is intention. Like, one thing you guys taught me, Nick did some of this, you've done some of it, Ken, you've done some of it, like, is the importance of, if you really want to have a life that matters, you got to treat it like it matters.
Absolutely.
When it's about effort, intent, investment, interest, it's like, you didn't get where you are financially or with your family or with your health because you took initiative and you took action. And that's the solution. I'm sure, when you preach to entrepreneurs and teach them about the fundamentals that they need to follow, it's probably very similar to the things you do for your own health as well. It's like, you need to take initiative. You have to take action. The time to do something is today. It's like, if you put it off until tomorrow, it's never going to happen. It's like, so, being proactive, making the decision, taking action, and being consistent. I think that's the solution to pretty much everything in life.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. I'm curious. It's, as I'm getting to know everybody a lot more, a lot better. We've had a lot of Zoom calls and a lot of catch up and stuff like that. Since I've benefited so much from the organization you guys have created, why did you create it?
Man, when I was back in 2004, it was when we were at a different clinic. It wasn't as, oh man, Andy can get into this too, with all the rules. It was a different time. It was, the focus at the other clinic I was at was on way more financial gains, was the top 3 priorities.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
4, 5, whatever. The client was not important. And that's why I wanted to start this on my own. Because I knew if you put the client first, the programs work so well. And I was already so passionate about it. It already changed my life. I knew I didn't have to worry about the financial part.
Yeah.
Because that would just happen.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, Matt is actually my best friend. We went to high school together. And I had to drag him out of there because that's not, his thing would not be to take a risk. And any chance I have to roll the dice, they've already left my hand. So
it's not untrue.
True story, huh?
Yep.
But that's also the reason why Renew Vitality is what it is today.
Yeah,
Like, it wouldn't be what it is without Ken Figueira. 100%.
I would tell you that I have never once, not one time since I've been partnering with you guys for the last several years, not one time I've ever felt like a commodity. Not one time. Not from the time that I met Nick for the first time, not to the time when I first walked in the store. You greeted me at the front door. You like you said, I see you, bro. I see you.
That's a huge compliment because we try to treat, again, everybody the same, no matter what program they're on, no matter what they're doing with us. We try to treat everybody the same exact way.
Well, and the thing is too, is that like Kenneth alluded to earlier, like this industry has changed a lot over the last 2 decades. It used to be results driven only, very drug focused, and things like clinical lab work or physician interaction were the bare minimum and almost completely irrelevant. And now we're in a totally different direction where the results need to be there in the safest, most clinically sound, medically supervised way with the minimal dosages to optimize results. And we found that being able to produce results with the minimum amount of intervention or the most unique amounts of the unique combinations of supplements and nutraceuticals, integrating nutrition and exercise and giving kind of a holistic solution to patients produces a way better outcome. We want to produce profound results, but we want to do it safely, and we want to do it sustainably.
Yeah.
And the thing is that like, we want to put, especially our weight loss patients, we have a lot of people who come to us, they want to lose weight. And we want to put them in a situation where even if they discontinue a program with us, that we've put them in a better metabolic situation. Like there's a lot of clinics that use GLP-1s. Patient loses 40 pounds, it's half muscle, half fat. That's no good. We want to do things where we're able to help them preserve lean muscle tissue, reduce the body fat, change their body composition, change their habits, teach them portion control, teach them about macros, get them into resistance training so that when they come out the other side of a 40-pound weight loss, it's 35 pounds of fat and 5 pounds of muscle. So they're in a way better metabolic situation. Because there's nothing worse than these chop shop GLP clinics that guys come in the door, lose a lot of fat, a lot of muscle, and then when they rebound, if they gain 40 pounds of fat back, their metabolic situation is way worse than when they started. You've done them a disservice. You should have just left them alone.
Yeah.
So it's like, we really care about patient outcomes. We really care about taking care of people. The financial piece, like Ken said, it's taking care of itself by doing the right thing and helping to produce results, but actually caring about the people who walk in the door, whether they're here for a comprehensive program or whether they're kind of kicking tires trying to learn what we do. And that's the philosophy that Ken has created in the underpinnings of what Renew Vitality
Dude, the
is.
culture is phenomenal.
Appreciate that.
I mean, and I mean that. You guys have, again, you guys had a chance to tour this facility, by the way, which is phenomenal, by the way. You can always tell when entrepreneurs really care about what they're doing because they're not scared to take you behind the curtain. They're not scared to show you the organization, let you meet the people, meet the staff. The culture that you guys have here is that, again, and I'll share this just from a business perspective. Like if you can make a client feel seen, valued, heard, and appreciated, you'll never have to worry about like whether or not that client is going to like be a client or not. Like you don't have the financial metrics of the business takes care of themselves because you're taking care of people, right? Nobody wants to, I was actually sharing this with another entrepreneur in Atlanta because as you guys know, I'm traveling a lot right now. And he was like, look, I'm stuck in this business sector. I've been trying to grow this company from, it's like stuck at like 640 some thousand in top line revenue, which is a hell of a job, by the way, to get that far. And he's like, man, but I've been stuck here for 5 years. Like, I don't know what to do. I said, so we got to brainstorm a little bit and talk through his organization a little bit. And one of the things we uncovered by accident was like, he had a lot of first time buyers, but not a lot of repeat buyers. Let that sink in. It's a transaction, not a lifetime value, right?
Like you said, you've been here with us since 2017.
I think it's pushing 3. I mean, it's pushing 3 to 4 years. I mean, it's been a minute.
But didn't you say was it 2018 or?
Yeah, it was in the late teens. I think it was. I can't remember the exact time, but it's been a while. Yeah,
so
been
I
a
mean,
minute.
the problem is as you get older, it's like even though testosterone helps, it's like that might have been 8 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the reality is, and time all runs together, especially when you're busy. It's like the one thing I think that you said earlier that I want to revisit that's profound. You also referenced how many people you've referred to us. There's no better measure of the value or the quality of customer service than if you're able to take care of a person and then they bring people they care about to you as well. And I think that's a testament not only, to the type of service that you received here, but the relationship we've been able to establish is that you said, I like the way they treat me. I like the results I've gotten. I like the way that I feel. I think they actually care about me as an individual and they care about my health. I'm going to bring my friends and family to this organization. And there is no better compliment that a patient can give us than a referral of a friend or family member. So it's like, so first of all, thank you. And secondarily, it's like, that is just another testament of yours to the organization's value. And it's like another thing we pass along to our guys to explain how impressive their conduct is, and our practitioners, how important their consultations and medical guidance is, that we have people who are willing to refer their family and friends, because there's no greater compliment.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have delivered inside and out, through and through.
And as we're wrapping this up, what were the final numbers, like your results? Like how much? Because I know there's weight loss involved.
Oh gosh, I think I've lost, I can't even tell you how much muscle tone I put on. I mean, it's funny, when I was a teenager, I always wanted a six-pack. I know that sounds crazy. And here I am at 49 years old. I can stand up and...
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's a huge deal, though. But like,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
you're
it is.
smiling, you're excited, because it's like the average 50-year-old like can't see his feet. You know what I mean?
Very true.
And you can see your abs.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's exactly what we're after. Is like, we're not here for general medicine. We are here for optimization. We are here to help people. We're not a performance enhancement clinic, and we're not a general practitioner. We're right down the middle. We want to help optimize people to get the best version of themselves that they can. And for some people, that's, I'm a lawyer, I need to be sharp in front of a jury. For some people, that's like, I'm a school teacher, I want to be able to really deliver for these kids. For some people, it's like, I'm a homemaker, I want to really be able to hold it down for my family. We get such a broad array of people. I'm a business owner, I want to deliver for my customers and for my employees. And for some people, it's like, I want to see those abs. How do we get there? And we get every variety of person. And it sounds like for you, we've been able to help cognitively, professionally. We've been able to help spiritually, been able to help physiologically. You know, it's like, and that's awesome. Like, it sounds like you've gotten a whole litany of benefits.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably down 20 or 25 pounds total. My clothes fit great. And your team has some before and after shots. You guys are more than welcome to share those as much as you want.
Funny story about the before and after.
yeah?
I did ask Stephen, not thinking that it was a ridiculous request, for the before. Do you have any pictures when you were homeless?
Not quite that far.
Because that would have been a much bigger gap.
I wasn't taking a lot of pictures when I was living under a bridge. It's like, you know what the thing is, though, is like, you're also, but you know what, like, that's,
look at him, he was doing.
But you have a guy who's lived the American dream. You can't have any more of a transformational, and that story is profound. You know, from homeless to 9-figure exit in a business. It's like, that tells you about the profound value of America, that tells you about the human experience, that showcases what a man is capable of when he puts forth his best efforts. And there's no better guy to go seek business advice from than someone who's literally gone. You talk about rags to riches. It's like, that's no bullshit. Like, that's a real rags to riches, transformational, like, life-changing experience. And like, that's inspirational for people who weren't at that low of a low, and who maybe won't hit that high of a high.
I mean, that's making the impossible possible.
Absolutely.
I've tried to be homeless plenty of times. I just could not make that last final worst decisions, probably because
I don't recommend
I did make the right
recommend
choice with my wife.
Yeah.
She probably prevents me from living under a bridge several times.
Risk taker, you.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is too, is that there's no better, there's no more important decision that a person can make than choosing their spouse. It's like, and choosing that one wisely can have a profound impact, good or bad, on your success or failure. And it's
I've done both.
You know, and I would concur with Ken that like he obviously chose wisely, and it's like some of us have not chosen as wisely, and there are outcomes, good and bad, from those choices. So it's like, but yeah, I think your story resonates not only with our patients when it comes to your starting point and not even ending point, because there's not an after, because your after is perpetual progress from where you're at. It's refining and continuing to improve. And maintaining, which is a hugely important part, because from 50 to 60, a lot changes. From 60 to 70, a lot changes.
Yeah.
And you want to go to 80 and to 90. So it's like, this is a lifestyle thing that you're going to do from here on out.
Yeah.
So
We're looking at adding, 2 decades onto lifespan, what my family's known for.
That's amazing.
2 decades.
And the thing is, though, is I would be willing to bet, though, at 49 and change that your predecessors didn't look like you did.
Not even
They
close.
didn't supplement like you did.
Not even close.
They didn't work out like you did.
Not even close.
They didn't do all of the other ancillary things that you do for your wellness, the grounding, the sunlight, the meditation, the prayer, all of the things that you do that are not even intangible, but are considered intangibles. Like, you're doing all the things to make sure you cover all the bases. It's like, you're so much further ahead anyway. It's like, it's not about hereditary. It's about active decision making. And it's like, you made a choice.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
live
it's
longer.
definitely relentless focus. The one thing I'll just, and I guess in kind of, as we're kind of closing things down, that I think is important to say is, it's one thing to know you need to do something. It's another thing to do it, and then also have a partner that's willing to do it with you guys. Right? So you guys have been an absolute partner for me since day one. I started this, it's funny. I love the name of the company, Renew Vitality, because it's exactly what you guys did for me. Like, I'm more alive now than I've ever been in my entire life that I can remember. Like, I wake up, I'm sharp. I wake up, I'm ready to go. I wake up, I'm a great partner, a great father, now a great grandfather. Like I don't know what I would have, I don't know what I would have been like had I not made that decision so many years ago. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. And one of the things that re-inspires us is that we've been doing this day in and day out for so long. And like, the executive staff sit down here all the time, the clinical staff sit down all the time, and most of the things we deal with are negative issues, or somebody's griping, or a customer service issue, or there's some kind of thing we have to deal with. And it's so refreshing to remember what it is that we do here is not deal with employee issues, not deal with shipping issues, or all the nonsense of the logistics and the things that happen in this type of organization you have to deal with, because we do deal with a lot of those things, fixing issues or dealing with problems. Getting the opportunity to hear someone's a transformational impact we've had on their life, it reinvigorates both the management team, the physician team, all of the staff. It's like, that's why we're here and that's what we're doing. And your story is not only inspirational to anybody who's going to watch this podcast, but it re-inspires me to do what I do every day, to see like, all right, we won again. We hit another ball over the fence. We changed another guy's life. Like, all right, back to work. Let's see what else we can do.
I just hope especially as you grow and scale, because you guys are obviously on a rocket ship, that every person that joins your team literally knows that they're actively changing people's lives. That you guys aren't selling a widget or a service. You guys are actively making lives better.
Well, there are clips from this discussion that I'm going to play on a loop in front of the entire staff all of the time, and I'm going to pound it into every one of their heads, because it's like, it is not, you're right, it's not about transactions, it's not about money, it's not about selling a widget, it's not about a medicine, it's not about a supplement. It's about an opportunity to take someone from where they are to where they want to go. And when you get that feedback, nothing feels better than, Andy, you changed my life. You saved my marriage. You helped me fix my business. I feel so good now. Like, you have patients who send you pictures, and it's like, you get a guy who's like, look at this, pointing at his abs, or he points at his belt and there's
Because
four
I'm not the
notches
only
gone.
one. You guys have done phenomenal work for a lot of
But
folks.
we get guys who are 400 pounds, and they're like, they show us their old jeans versus their new jeans. And it's like, it chokes you up to see, like, and they're like, you saved me from me. And it's like, oh man, or you get a guy who's like, or a lot of women with weight loss. It's like, look what I'm now wearing, what I used to, you brought me back to the brink,
it's funny. It's not even, it's crazy, because it's not just the biology. It's also confidence. You're changing
100%.
the emotional frequency of somebody by giving them the resources and the tools that allow them to be successful.
How has your content been?
Oh,
Or did you start the content? Were you doing content
no,
before?
I was doing some stuff.
Okay.
And I would, if I'm being honest with you, it is far easier to show up on camera that supposedly already adds 5 pounds anyway, when you look sharp. And not to mention when you're actually, I was actually, as you mentioned that, one of the first podcasts I ever did, I did it with one of the young men that was working with us at the time. And I happened to be having a specifically difficult day in business. So I went into the office, and I'm dealing with the team member stuff and the executive team stuff and the customer stuff and whatever. And I come in and I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do the podcast. Right. And we sit down and start doing it. And he's like, he's zoned in. He's ready to rock and roll. And here I am. I got brain fog going on. I got all this kind of stuff, and now I'd like to think that when I show up ready to play. Like, I show up ready to contribute,
Well, it makes a big difference. It does. And especially for you to see all of the different facets of your life that have been impacted by not just hormone therapy, not just supplements, not just peptides, but like lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those things, when you invest in yourself, it's like you start doing other things. Let me do a little more resistance training. You know what? Let me watch my macros a little more closely. Like, you know what? Let me do some of these other things. Like I'm dabbling in some red light, or I'm getting some actual morning sunlight, or I'm, out there walking with my bare feet on the ground, or I'm doing whatever. Like I'm or spending more time with your family, or whatever it is, or meditating or praying or whatever it is. There's all kinds of things that will start to happen when you start making good decisions. And those good decisions, whether they're things you get from us or there's things that you do externally, which we encourage people to do all the time, there's a snowballing effect where good behavior begets good behavior. And all of a sudden you're just on a roll and you're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead. Sorry.
Stephen, to finish up on this note, what would you recommend to high achievers who feel drained?
I think, obviously, I'm a proponent of you guys. I think you go get your blood work done like yesterday.
Just to see where you're at.
See where you're at. See what baseline is. Nick did a great job of just helping me uncover a little bit of my story, a little bit, and kind of say, well, let's look at the panel. Let's see what you got. And that gave me baseline. Once you have baseline, now you can start talking. Okay, well, this is what I would do in this specific situation. Because another thing I love about you guys is there's not one size fits all.
Right.
Like it's very tailored. It's very customized. So, so if I'm a high achiever and I'm feeling all the things that I've said that I've felt before that I don't want you to feel on the other side of this, I give my friends at Renew Vitality a call. So.
And then where can our patients, clients follow your content?
Yeah, and I'm always down to create new friends. And you can just find me online at StephenScoggins.com. Recently, we started doing I'm a big believer that this kind of goes hand in hand in an alignment. So we actually created a free tool called the Integrated Alignment Method. It's an assessment tool that helps people understand kind of where they are at this more spiritual, mental level that they can find at StephenScoggins.com/alignment.
Fantastic.
Outstanding.
Appreciate you guys.
Well, Stephen, it was a pleasure to have you here today. I think that all of our patients would benefit from hearing your story. It's one of inspiration and success. You're an active participant in the American dream. I think that it's inspirational for me to hear how we've been able to bring value to your life, but how you're also out there taking that additional effort and energy and pouring it into your family and pouring into your clientele and having impact on entrepreneurs across the country. It's like, when one organization helps another to help another, it's like, we don't go through this world alone. And it's delightful to see that your experience here helps you to help other people.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys for helping me change my life.
And it seems like after God, we're responsible for everything good in your life.
Pretty close. A lot of good stuff for sure. For certain.
Ken is known for his humility. It's like he's a humble guy, and he'll put himself second to God. So I think that's at least he's been able to help prioritize those for you.
Well, it would be one thing if it wasn't mainly true. So you guys have made a significant improvement.
My grandfather always told me, he said, it's not bragging if you can do it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Steve, it's a pleasure to have you here. And thanks everybody for joining us for another episode of the Renew Vitality podcast. And if you like the episode, click the like button and subscribe. And we look forward to seeing you next time.